Okay. What is this?
It's negative about Ukraine. Ukraine didn't, like, Ukraine got attacked by Russia. They got invaded by Russia. Like, there are Ukraine troops, or sorry, there are Russian troops trying to attack Ukraine. It's not like Ukraine's trying to attack Moscow, right? That's not what's happening. And so, like, I don't understand. It's more complex. And no. I'm sure that it's more complex than that. But at the end of the day, all of those complexities, I think, do have to level down to, like, one or the other. And I think that really it's kind of fucked up that Trump is saying this. Like, I'm totally against his perspective on Ukraine. I think that he's doing a massive disservice to us diplomatically. And like, it doesn't mean that I support Ukraine about everything, and I want to...
I've been in the trenches and r/Asmongold. The whole set is turning against Trump over Ukraine. I'm surprised that he has this position on Ukraine. I wonder where this comes from.
Send troops over to Ukraine. I'm not saying that either, right? But, like, I don't see why you go on national television and you, as the president of the United States, just repeat things like he's polling at 4%. Like, nobody said that. Like, he never said that. Like, it's so fucking stupid for him to do this. And the problem, and like what...
A lot of Republicans are pissed about Trump's stance in Russia. Are r/conservatives against Trump on Ukraine as well? Oh. His position on Ukraine has just been so it's not unbelievable. I keep saying that. I need to play video games. I hate this. He's doing exactly what he did. I don't think people realized exactly what happened with Afghanistan. Nobody actually knows. Donald Trump went to Doha with the negotiators of the Taliban, and they made a deal. Part of it was secret for negotiating total U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. And part of this deal was, like, we released thousands of 5,000 Taliban prisoners. And the worst part was the Afghanistan government had absolutely no idea what this deal even was. Part of the reason why Afghanistan collapsed even faster than we thought it would when we were in the process of pulling out is because the Taliban would show up to areas and basically say, hey, this land has already been signed over to us. I don't even know why you retards are defending it. You need to get the fuck out. And they'd be like, oh shit, I didn't even know. It was just like, it was fucked. This negotiated deal, quote unquote negotiation, this was just a complete and total and utter surrender of Afghanistan. Now, whether you think it was good or bad for us to surrender it is one thing, but that's all this was. And what we're seeing play out right now with Ukraine and Russia is the exact same thing. Trump flies to, I'm assuming they're in Riyadh, right? Because Saudi Arabia is overseeing the talks. Trump and Putin are in Riyadh. Riyadh. Zelensky is not invited. And what's the negotiation going to happen? What is Russia going to be giving up here? Like, who the fuck knows? Like, so it's just like a total surrender, except now Trump isn't even surrendering a U.S. position. He's surrendering on behalf of another country. What the fuck does Elon mean when he says Zelensky killed an American journalist? That one guy that we hate, that we used to debate, who said I would kill myself in 10 years. I don't know how many years I have left. Coach Red Pill. He was a journalist in Ukraine. Journalist. I'm giving the biggest air quotes ever. When he went to Ukraine... fuck. I'm so triggered. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Because somebody brought up the Abraham Accords in YouTube chat as well. You don't get credit for negotiating when you cut out the most difficult party to negotiate with. Like, who did I argue with last on stream that was saying the Abraham Accords? Well, actually, they were pretty good. You got to give them some credit for that. Fuck, this was an actual debate I had. Who was it recently? It's not like... It's not impressive that you managed to negotiate some kind of Middle Eastern peace deal with Israel and Saudi Arabia and Morocco when these guys all have a super common enemy, which is Iran, and you cut the Palestinians out of the negotiated deal. Like, the Palestinian is the biggest issue right now when it comes to negotiating peace. What's like a fancy thing I could say? South of the whatever, south of Iraq and Syria, whatever the fuck. Like that's not like it's not very impressive. That was the hard part, was figuring out the Palestinian issue. Kicking that can down the road that's not really that impressive of a deal. Same thing with the Doha Accord. Is it accord or agreement, or I Googled agreement. But these talks, this is not impressive. Good job. You surrendered to the Taliban. That's not an impressive negotiation. Oh, I think I might have spoken to, it was Coleman about that. I don't know if that full video is posted yet. And then same thing with what's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine. It's not going to be that impressive to negotiate peace if we just say, okay, well, we're going to make Ukraine do a full surrender, and then boom, we negotiate. Like, where are these great negotiation skills? Like, at the very least, in an ideal world, at the end of 4 years of Trump, and this is what really pisses me off about conservatives, I should be grumbling and like, oh, fuck Trump, I hate him, blah, 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 blah. But then conservatives should be able to be like, yeah, you hate him, but look what he did for this country. How mad are you that our economy is fucking rocking, that we've got the strongest alliance fucking ever, that we trashed Russia with Trump's crazy negotiating abilities, right? That we've got some of the most favorable fucking, like, how mad are you? And it's like, ah, fuck you, fuck Trump. That should be me. But it's not. Instead, I'm just like, watch my country being destroyed and our alliance with Europe being destroyed. That speech that Vance gave was crazy. That's like a historically insane speech to go over to Europe, be like, you guys don't have freedom of speech anymore. What I saw on X. Right? That was an insane speech for Vance to give. It was an insane speech. What are we getting for all of Trump's crazy negotiating strategies? Give me one fucking thing. Like, just show me something that we're getting for this. Because there's nothing. We're not getting anything. We're not getting anything for any of these strategies anywhere. We're not getting anything at all. Except triggered. We should read The Art of the Deal. True. What the fuck? Maybe it's all in there. Maybe The Art of the Deal is just giving up fucking everything until somebody does you a favor in the future. I don't know, man. Jesus Christ.
Annoys me about this the most is that there are a lot of things that Trump does that I agree with, right? Like, a lot of things I'm happy about. And I think the problem is that, like, I'm not a cultist, right? Like, I've never been a cultist. And so, well, not yet, at least. And anyway, I think some people are, and they...
Have you looked at the German elections? Supposedly, I don't follow Germany close enough to know, but this is what I've been told by people that seem to follow it, and I trust them. The center party basically did really well for the elections. The AfD came in second, but they're not part of like the governing coalition, so they're not going to be part of the government, which is good. Apparently Trump, I saw truthed out. He's trying to take credit for like, oh, the conservatives rocked. Good job, guys. We're doing so well now. But like, they backed the AfD. The AfD did not win. They didn't perform as well as all these people thought they would or were saying they would on X. So that's good. So even though some conservatives in America are trying to claim that like, oh, look, the party we backed won, they did it. They didn't. The AfD did not do anywhere near as well as these people were hoping or praying they did. And they're not part of the government now, so fuck them.
And so, well, not yet, at least. And anyway, I think some people are, and they feel the need to defend this. If you're a fan of Trump and you like what Trump is doing in America, it's completely okay for you to call this out and say, bro, this is too much. You need to tone this shit down. Stop doing this. You're causing us so much trouble. What the fuck, right?
Jonathan Pye on Trump's Art of the Deal. Listen, Jonathan Pye both sides way too much, which triggered me. But also, I'm tired of his little gimmick. I'm good on it. Okay.
And so that's really the way I think it. And that's the way I see it. I really don't care. Well, like, I kind of do in a way. Like, I can understand.
Oh, fuck. You were about to explain the Gonzalo Lira situation. Coach Red Pill, so he moved to Ukraine, of all places, like 10 years ago or something, because that's where you could fuck the most 18-year-old whatever crazy women and sex cult shit. Basically everything people accuse me of doing, he was actually doing in Ukraine. So he moves over there. He has some place that he moves into. He does that. He wants to do that for his life. And then Russia invades, like proper, in 2022. So then when Russia invades, supposedly, allegedly, now I don't know this 100%, I don't know if this has been proven, but allegedly, he's informing on what's going on in the city of the Ukrainian troops to Russian military on Telegram. So supposedly, allegedly, he is informing on the Ukrainians to Russian advancing troops. Now, I think that the Russian troops get pushed back from wherever wherever he was living, and then he got arrested by the FSB, I think is the special forces, the Ukrainian or internal police or something, and then I think he died of some sickness or whatever in Ukrainian custody. But people are saying that the Ukrainian police killed him, which would be insane, given that that's an American citizen. Unless he renounced his citizenship, that would be crazy for Ukraine to just kill him. But was it for pneumonia? That was after he got deported and then came back. Oh yeah, I think that happened. And then I think, didn't he tweet out or telegram out that he's like, I'm gonna try to flee now, going into Romania, and he tried to like, I don't know, bro. It's fucking dumb. Yeah, did he live stream going to the border? Do you think it's impossible that he was killed? No, I don't think it's impossible. And I think there should be an investigation. Personally, I think U.S. citizens dying in other countries is always a bad thing. And unless something has come out that's different, Ukrainians have already been shown to be a little bit sneaky, because I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the war, I think it's accepted that the Nord Stream 2 attack, that was done, I believe, by parts of the Ukraine military. Although supposedly Zelensky wasn't informed of that. I don't know how true that part is or not. But I'm pretty sure that's where we stand on that right now. So I thought we did it. There was some Substack written by some, I wish I could remember the name, some fucking retard. There are so many journalists that get popular writing one good story and then they just produce dog shit for the rest of their life. But I don't know if it's been proven. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever prove it, but I thought that's where we were at right now in terms of what we expected, or what we thought, that it was. They were Ukrainian. It's not confirmed if they were state or non-state actors. Yeah, maybe. He was arrested for regularly revealing AA positions to Russia and was even caught red-handed taking pictures. His crossing the border video. Damn, I don't want to make fun of. Wait.
Stand not caring, but I do think that it's problematic. And at the end of the day, using reckless language and openly repeating lies like this about Ukraine, I think is ridiculous. Antagonistic. It's negative about Ukraine. Ukraine got attacked by Russia.
Hey, how's it going? It's been a while. I hope you've had...
I don't want to shit on appearances, but damn. Isn't he in his 40s? Or was he older than that?
Hey, how's it going?
You know what? I shouldn't even say that. It's not even that he looks like aged or that he's fucked. I think it's just that he probably needs to do something different with his hair because of how recessed his hairline is. And then he probably just needs to shave. Was he 55? I don't know if there's a wiki where it shows his age, but... After around 6 months of war, I started supporting deploying U.S. troops to Ukraine. Do you support this? Unfortunately, I don't think that's responsible. It's just too scary for nuclear powers to fight directly like that. But it would have been nice to help them more, maybe. But that's hard to... I don't know. It's a rough situation.
It's been a while. I hope you've had a good time. I didn't have such a good time. I spent 9.5 weeks in prison here in Ukraine. I've been out on bail since July 6th. Today is July 31st. And to prove the time, I just checked on my subscription. Defense Politics Asia, which is a pretty good channel, just put out a video called Niger on the Brink of Regional War. That should prove the time that I'm recording this video. Now, at the same time that I'm posting this video, I'm posting a long thread on my Twitter account. My Twitter account is Gonzalo Lira 1968. Gonzalo Lira 1968.
Can you explain how Russia would ever fire a nuke without them getting invaded? Wouldn't MAD stop them from ever doing that unless their state is at risk of being destroyed? It's just, once you've got two nuclear powers attacking each other, you're getting into an area where the public, bro, I'm going into like international relation military theory stuff that I don't have the greatest comprehension of. So this is just how I've come to understand it. So that could be totally wrong. I should just keep that in mind. But what happens is anytime a country is involved in military stuff, if you start losing soldiers or like big deaths start happening on your side, the public usually demands some kind of retribution. This is why every time somebody dies or gets killed by some country, there's immediately a statement saying, we are going to retaliate, usually followed by some kind of measured retaliation. The most recent example I can think of is when we killed, the biggest one, when we killed Soleimani in Iraq, Iran said, we're going to respond, and they attacked an embassy, and then they blew up one of their own commercial planes on accident. And then it's obviously happened a lot between Israel and Iran. We're going to respond, right? You just have to do that. The scary thing is that if Russia and the United States, somebody does an explosion and a whole bunch of troops die, well, now the U.S. has to respond. And it's like, okay, well, oof, if we start getting into a call and response, a back and forth between nuclear powers, and nukes are somewhere along this chain of response, that's just a really scary world to be in, and nobody wants to risk that, basically, because the feeling of any potential nuclear conflict is just so not good to the world. This is why Pakistan and India and China supposedly, I think, assuming I'm not spreading a meme, but I think we've looked at videos of this, but it's why when they fight each other, I think they have like areas where they don't even use guns. They just use like fucking spears and fucking pole arms and shit. Fuck, what am I thinking of? We've watched videos of this, right? This is a real thing. I keep asking. It's China and India. Doesn't Pakistan and India do it as well? Is it just China and India? This is a real thing, okay? I'm not making this up. We always look this up every time, but I think this is a real thing. But they like agree not to use guns here, I think, so that things don't escalate or some dumb shit. It's only on that border dispute area. It's not for any serious conflict. Sure, but this is, I think, where people are scared of conflict happening is I think there's 6 disputed territories north of India, east of Pakistan, west of China. The one that most people know about is called Kashmir, but I think there's 5 other disputed. There's 5 other disputed like little things here, I believe. I don't know what the fuck they're all called. But there's like a handful of like disputed lands in here that like I think Pakistan, India, and China all fight over. I don't know what they're all called. I think there's 6 of them. Or maybe it's within Kashmir and whatever, that there are 6 different provinces or something like that. But
fucking hope that now that Ukraine is off the table for being part of NATO, that hopefully they can have a little bit of a resolution. Finally he gets it. No, I never. The thing is that
is he switching his position on Ukraine?
So all of these things are true. I think Ukraine isn't perfect, but I'm generally on their side. I think the U.S. and NATO have done a lot to escalate tensions. I think Russia is a bad actor and an aggressor who's broken multiple deals themselves that are like secondary and also not related to NATO deals. They've also, all of these things are true. Like, it's not like one side is good and the other side is bad. I think that all sides are shades of gray. I don't know. Maybe that's crazy, but like, I don't know. I mean, you guys keep sending me more stuff about it, and I'll keep coming to, hopefully a better and better conclusion about it. Again, like I view my biggest strength is that I can remember a lot of things and make decisions based off of that many things, right? And so I view reading and learning about things as a massive advantage because, I mean, this is just like, maybe it's ego, right? But like, I can think about things with more context than most other people can because I just have a very good memory, right? And so because of that, I want to know everything that I can about something so I can talk about it in the best way, right? And so that's it. A nuanced take. Are your opinions correct? I mean, I would never put an opinion out there that I thought was wrong. and neither would you, right? Neither would you. Nobody would ever go and say, I think this thing and I know that it's wrong. So yes, obviously I'm going to have an opinion that, that I think is correct. Your thoughts on us calling out on Vance calling out forced Ukraine conscription, basically kidnapping people off the streets? So let me see if I can find this. So is it on his Twitter? Or JD at? So let's see here. It looks like
Yeah, what's it look
I
like?
don't see the video of it at all. And so where can I find the video, JD? Maybe JD Vance conscription?
Like, it's a draft. Yeah, what do you think? Like,
is this
people,
gonna be it?
that's why it's a draft.
No, it looks like it seems like it's not. Is this the video here? Can I watch this video? Is this video acceptable for me to watch? Like, I just want to make sure that I can see it. Okay, yeah. All right, good. Because I saw this, and usually whenever somebody's being, like, grabbed by a big group of people on Twitter, this is like they're about to be beheaded or something like that. So I intentionally didn't watch this for that reason. So what does this say? JD Vance confronted Zelensky on the forcible mobilization, and this is what he means. And people are mercilessly grabbed.
What do they think
and forced into the
mobilization
military.
means? Or conscription means?
Okay.
It's literally the opposite of a volunteer army, yes! Oh my, and they got the music? Oh my god.
They got him. Now, keep
This
in
video
mind
is
that
fake? Is it? What do you mean?
the
Where's
assumption
what's the
is
source
that
on it?
this is the military that's forcefully conscripting somebody, but I don't know if that's confirmed. I just wanted to make sure that.
What does
like,
conscription mean? Am I wrong, guys? I'm
just
sorry.
make
I thought
that
conscription
known.
is when you
It's
forcibly
a police car. Yeah, it could
make
be a
people
police car.
join
I
the
don't
military.
know.
Is that what conscription
it's
is?
plausible. Yeah, it's
Are
plausible.
there other
right?
definitions of conscription?
It is confirmed. Great. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, right? Because I mean, like, for all I know, it could be some crazy person just having an outburst. It's pretty obvious. No, it's not. I mean, the police do that here with people for other reasons too.
Like, do you understand that, like, they're doing this on the Russian side as well, right? Assuming this is a real video, that they're also conscripting Russian soldiers as well,
There's
right?
a lot of videos. Okay. I read online that the Ukraine age of the draft is actually 25. Like, over here it's 18. Over there it's 25.
It's not mobilization.
They
This guy's
lowered it?
actually being sent to Brazil. Shut the fuck up.
What is that? That's so awkward. Okay, give me a sec.
Wait. Isn't the idea around conscription that you should force people to serve under penalty of prison? Maybe I'm wrong, but we didn't drag draft dodgers to the military, did we? Wait, hold on. When you call somebody a draft dodger, the point is that they either illegally avoided being drafted or they found like a loophole out of the legal requirement for it. That's what a draft dodger is. You did have penalties in the United States if you avoided the draft. Yes. That's why it's a draft.
If anything, this really kind of makes me mad about our government, right? This makes me angry about our government, because if you look at this right here, in April, Ukraine reduced the mobilization age from 27 to 25, but in November 2024, the Biden administration pushed Ukraine to lower the draft age again, this time to...
Jake Bro wants to talk. What does Jake Bro want to talk about? Oh, wait, this guy looks like he would agree with me, I think, just going by his video titles.
Where's 16 coming from? Where's the number 16? It was lowered to 18, not 16? So people just made that up. Okay, so people just made that up. Okay, there you go. And this is the problem, right? And this is why I don't mind covering this, is because people are just making things up the entire time. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for not doing research and not believing Russian bots. I actually usually, whenever I take something that a person says and I'm like, oh, that's true, it's like, oh, like there's a plane crash. Why did the plane crash? Oh, it's a woman pilot and it was DEI. Oh.
By the way, there are literally videos of Russians deliberately breaking their leg to avoid conscription. Yeah, to be fair, though, I think like Americans do that to avoid getting sent back to the military as well. Remember there was some guy who cut his, what did he like, cut his toe off? Does anybody remember this?
There's nothing wrong with your eyes.
Come on. I waited an extra hour just to make sure I got you.
Why?
I saw you limping out there. Vietnam?
How old do you think I am?
I don't know, Vietnam age?
Well, back in my day, the real Dodgers had the stones to run out to Canada or shoot themselves in the foot. They didn't come to free clinics whining for doctor's notes. Go hug your wife, tell her to get a babysitter, and be back in time to video the kids' first steps. Demeaning.
You're escalating to prove I was wrong about you.
Oh, they don't have it here. He cuts off his own leg. Rip. Okay, sorry.
We forced conscription as well with the draft. Like, I mean, I understand this looks very bad for Ukraine doing this, but like we forced conscription to
Oh my
fight
God,
in
Asmon
Europe.
hit the
We
right
forced
talking
conscription
point?
to fight
What?
in what do you call it? In Vietnam, right? It's the law. Yeah, the Russia and Russia does this too, I'm sure. And so let's see here. I'll see if there's any more instances of this, but there are a lot of these. JD was right about the forced conscription. Holy fuck, man. And it was criticized as well, not to this degree. I can't comment on that, to be honest with you. Like, that's I don't know, maybe that's true, maybe it's not true, right? And so yeah.
Would Hassan be
Russian-
pro-Ukraine? He probably doesn't have strong opinions on it. It's probably boring to him.
Whenever politics fails. I've been on the draft list since 17 in Netherlands. Yeah. Like I like now, like I think that draft, I feel like I'm like a couple of years too old to be drafted now. So now I can vote for more wars again and I'll be safe. But you know, before then, yeah, I was of course signed up for the draft. We all were, right? And so I feel like this is going to sound like a really, really heartless
We weren't all. Remember, bring up the females.
and I see people being forcefully conscripted. This is the way a draft works in the military. Like, I bet if you went back 1,000 years, this is what happened 1,000 years ago with the Crusades, right? I mean, not exactly 1,000, but hopefully you guys see what my point is, right? And so,
What are the Crusades? Wait, what?
it's, I don't know. It's just not heartless, just honest. Yeah, I'm just being honest, right? Like, because if you're a Ukrainian man and your country is being attacked, you have to fight for your fucking country. That's right. That's what I think. And it's the same as in the US. Like, I support the draft. I think we need to have a draft. Like, if we got attacked, if the United States got attacked, we'd want a fucking draft. That's it. And if we didn't have enough people, we would want a fucking draft.
Over the last month, with, again, a lot of that appreciation happening to the right of that orange line, while the Swedish Saab
blow up. I heard Peter Doocy report yesterday from this couch that his sources inside the White House said that there will be no deal until Zelensky absolutely apologizes for what he did.
I can't believe like 2 days ago, I was fucking glazing Asmongold's take on Ukraine. And now he's completely 180'd. What the fuck? In like 2 days.
The other day.
So I reached out to one of my sources in the administration. And this was on background before, but I said, can I share this? Because I was there 2 days before at the White House and they were working the deal. And they said, fine, share it. They were going back and forth about this deal with Mike Waltz as well as Marco Rubio. Now, you got to understand the dynamics that were working. First of all, he skipped the meeting with Scott Bessent when he went over to Ukraine. Slept through the meeting. And then Marco Rubio and the vice president, they come up with this deal with Zelensky. And he says, okay, I'm going to just go to the parliament to get it signed off of. Then he goes publicly and goes against the deal. So the administration was already on edge, but the president was still saying, let's get the deal done. So to Steve's point, he has this congressional meetup, and Lindsey Graham, to your point, says, don't blow up, go out to be grateful, be thankful, and you go do it this way.
Wear a suit.
Wear a suit. He goes there, Ainsley, and does the exact opposite of all the advice that he was given, and he tries to litigate his case before the media.
He should have worn a suit. Like, if they told him to wear a suit, he should have worn a suit.
Do you think they told him to and he decided not to? Like,
No, we should not. Why not?
Like, just remember, if he would have shown up in a suit, people like Asmon would be saying, how does this guy have time to find a suit and get fitted and everything else? And how much of our money is he actually spending on dumb shit like this? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Why not? Solidarity with your soldiers? What do you think the soldiers are going to care more about the war getting ended and having the United States be on their side more? Or are they going to care about him, what he's wearing?
Yeah, the soldiers in Ukraine definitely want the United States stealing minerals and resources from Ukraine while negotiating a unilateral surrender. True. Huge brain. Big brain.
Come on.
Actually, and wait, didn't people say... Following Friday's tense White House meeting with President Donald Trump and Vice President JD Vance, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky received a boost in support in Ukraine, according to a new poll. The unprecedented Oval Office meeting has since drawn widespread attention, with some Trump supporters praising him, others expressing concern, and many international leaders and Democrats criticizing the president and voicing support for Zelensky. Zelensky has been a central figure in Ukraine's resistance since Russia invaded in 2022. According to the poll conducted by Gratis Research, support for the Ukrainian leader rose to 28% following his meeting with Trump and Vance, adding that Zelensky's approval rating now stands at 49%. Wait, I don't understand these two numbers. Where are each of these coming from? The survey was conducted using a self-completed questionnaire in the Gratis mobile application on March 1st among 1,000 respondents. The sample reflects the population structure of cities with more than 50,000 inhabitants aged 18 to 60. The recent poll comes after Trump has taken aim at Zelensky last month, bashing the Ukrainian president for his slipping favorability in Ukrainian polls and falsely claiming he has a 4% approval rating. Even in Asmongold's analysis, the hidden assumption is that Trump is a baby bitch. He just ceded to that chatter that Zelensky should show solidarity with his soldiers, but has to play the stupid game of wearing a suit to appease Trump. True. There's no credible poll in Ukraine that shows Zelensky, who was elected to a 5-year term in 2019 with an approval rating in the single digits, with most surveys consistently showing him in the 50 to 60% approval range. According to the Gratis Research poll, following Trump's remarks, the percentage of adults intending to vote for Zelensky rose from 17% to 23%. A new poll also found that the percentage of people who believe Ukraine is moving in their direction has also grown significantly from 36% last week to now 44%. So even this idea that the Ukrainian soldiers or whatever didn't like it doesn't seem to be borne out, but okay.
You care about keeping getting killed or what he's wearing? It's a stupid request. And that's exactly why he should have done it. The fact is that it's an unreasonable, weird request that doesn't matter a whole lot. It's patronizing. It is. But the thing is that when you are in charge of something, especially people's lives, your ego needs to not exist.
What about Trump's ego? But okay.
You can't make decisions and do things because of the way that it makes you feel or what you think. That's it. You can't do that. When you do that, you lose. Such a dumb argument. It is patronizing. It is. But he is in a position to be patronized because the United States are the ones that have the money that are funding them. And the United States have been giving them a bunch of money, and they will continue giving them a bunch of money. He is in that position. We are their patron. He's being patronized because we are patronizing that country by sending them billions of dollars of aid. That's it. And I know a lot of people think that's not fair. That's not the way that should be. You could be right. You could be right about all that. But at the end of the day, the only thing that I look at, like this is what I said before, right? Only do what is in your best interest. Don't think about ego. Don't think about how something looks. Look at what is the best outcome. How can I move towards achieving?
Would that even be the best outcome, though? Like, if they get more support from Europe now as a result, technically this was the best outcome. But, like, it's not always good to just be a cuck and give in to fucking everything from some fucking crazy bully. Also, this idea that, well, they're our patrons, so of course we're being patronizing. Like, that's such a retarded thing. Like, could you imagine if a video got released? Like, I go to give food to the homeless, and I'm like, hold on. Get down on your knees and thank me for this meal. Like, holy shit, bro. Literally nobody would think this is an okay thing to do. But since it's Trump... Since it's Daddy Trump, he gets a pass on literally every unhinged behavior that he exhibits. It's always okay when Trump does it. There's always going to be some reason why it's okay when Trump does it.
Being this best outcome. That's it. Everything else is noise. And if you don't understand that, you're going to have a lot of problems in life. It's the message you're sending, like in most other jobs interview, you wear a suit? Yeah, no, you do. Last time you were on Zelensky's, you said JD Vance was being aggressive. I mean, I like this new side, I agree with it, but why'd you change your mind? Well, it's simple. I changed my mind on it because I heard that they told him to wear a suit. If he wasn't told to wear a suit, then I would...
Where is this piece of information coming from? They told him to wear a suit. Could somebody link me where this talking point comes from? This one Fox News host said at Destiny on-screen video. Did this actually happen, or? They said it in this video. Okay.
I would have had no problem with him not wearing a suit, but if they told him to wear a suit, he should have worn a suit. That's new information, so it changes the way that I look at it. Is that hard to understand? When you got people giving you billions of dollars and they say jump, you say how high. That's bullshit? That's fine. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Sounds like that's a great tweet.
Just to be clear, this is not how any part of the world works. I wish that these people had like more experience in literally anything. And Asmongold does have some real life experience. I imagine if he's with OTK negotiating his contracts, nobody wants a business partner that does this. Like this is a weak, poor person's idiotic view of how the world works. Like people who are successful, who are in real life successful, are incredibly gracious towards people that they engage in business deals with. You don't go around and be like, huh, don't I have the upper hand on this contract here? Why don't you get on your fucking knees and sign this, bitch? Like nobody works with people like this. Nobody does this. Nobody behaves like this. Nobody acts like this when it comes to international affairs, when it comes to diplomacy, when it comes to domestic politics, when it comes to business deals, when it comes to anything. Like nobody acts like this or thinks this is okay, ever. Nobody does this. It's just like this delusional, like retard view of like, oh, well, if you're really powerful, you make everybody around you bow in fear. Like, what the fuck are you? Nobody does this.
That's a great Reddit post. That's a great thing that you tell yourself while you're in the shower thinking about a conversation that you had 4 years ago.
You mean like when Trump is constantly talking about the stolen election or constantly, talking about Biden's administration or bringing up Russiagate or over and over and over and over and over again?
But it's not effective. And that's what my point is. But still, man, it's just an attire. Exactly. So then do it. Fucking exactly. That's my whole point. You have a disgusting take on this? I'll pull up one person. And I'm going to go ahead. I'll just, because I just want y'all to see that the thought never even crossed the American mind. So the stupid guy brought up, never said anything. You'd be talking about not wearing a suit. Actually.
The thought never even crossed any American minds until the stupid guy brought it up. If he never said anything, you wouldn't be talking about him not wearing a suit. It would have never crossed your minds. True!
You know what? This one's not even worth talking about because Zelensky not wearing a suit has been a point of contention for 2 years.
What? When? Have I missed this? Was this a Russian talking point that managed to elude me?
Like you're just like the entire premise of your argument is wrong. It's not even worth looking at or thinking about. Yeah. It's just you're mad about something that didn't even happen.
Fox always says this shit. Oh, maybe I just missed Fox bringing it up over and over again, I guess.
He wants to support. It doesn't hurt him to wear a suit when he was asked. He should have worn it. Yeah. People are arguing with you about this. It just shows you his men's age. There's a lot of young men that one of the most important things for them is pride. And it's about their image and the way that they look. And for a lot of young men, especially people that don't have established egos and they don't have a lot of things on their own,
Oh, this. Look, I know Schumer changed the dress code, but letting someone in the Senate chamber dress like this really crosses the line. I guess I don't know fuck all about Vance in 2023, so I've never even seen this tweet, but okay, dude. This is Sir Winston Churchill in Washington. About to see President Roosevelt. You're way out of your league.
They are real. And there's a lot of young men that one of the most important things for them is pride. And it's about their image and the way that they look. And for a lot of young men, especially people that don't have established egos and they don't have a lot of things on their own, they are really like being told what to do is the last thing they want to deal with, right? Trump as well. Trump is very prideful. He is, but he's the one in control. So you have to play on his side. That's the way it works. You ever had an asshole boss, but you still got to say, thank you, sir. Your suit looks nice, sir. Good job, sir. Funny joke, sir. Absolutely. So.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I guarantee if I were to dig through Asmongold's fucking history, that he said shit like respect is earned, not given, or just because somebody's in a position over you doesn't automatically entitle them to, all of your respect and all of your deference. I guarantee you he said stuff like this before, because everybody said stuff like this before, because everybody knows it. Nobody likes a boss. Like, everybody hates a boss that's an asshole that you have to respect. Nobody likes that. Nobody enjoys that. I guarantee you Asmongold has talked about this in the past on the other end of this. But because it's Daddy Trump now, everything goes. Whatever we can do to appease him.
Suck it the fuck up and deal with it. You're making decisions for millions of people. It's not about you. Make the right decision for the most people. That's the way I see it. And if they told him to do that, he should have done it. That's it. And also, by the way, I pray that you are never in a situation with a person like that that is willing to put your security, your quality of life, or your safety on the line to maintain their own pride. It's a very bad position to be in.
Amazing that we have helped
them. The real bad position is you don't want to be negotiating with or against somebody who acts like that. But you generally won't be if they're super successful, because most people won't make it that far with that attitude. Nobody's going to want to do business with you. Nobody's going to fucking like you. Nobody conducts business like this. This is insane. It's absurd.
So much, given them so many resources, so much money, so much equipment, and that is the way he was treating our president and JD Vance in the Oval Office.
He wants more.
He's saying he told the BBC he's still willing to have a constructive dialogue with the United States. He said, I just want the Ukrainian position to be heard. We want our partners to remember who the aggressor is in this war. Here is Secretary Marco Rubio.
I really am puzzled why anyone thinks that trying to be a peacemaker is a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when it's Donald Trump trying to do it. I would ask everybody this. If there are no negotiations, what is the alternative? Another 4 years of war, another 3 years of war, in which the United States and Europe continues to pour billions of dollars into a war in Ukraine? Is that the alternative? I've asked every foreign minister I meet with, tell me your idea of how this turns out. Most don't have a plan. A few have said, well, let's give them another year of fighting, a year from now, a year later, after another year of death, another year of destruction, then maybe Putin will be ready to negotiate at that point. No one here is claiming Vladimir Putin is going to get the Nobel Peace Prize this year, or that he should be the man of the year of the Humanitarian Association. What we're arguing here is he has a very large country.
Yeah, they think Putin's a piece of shit too, but they just know that saying it about him is going to cause the negotiations to go downhill.
What are you talking about when you say that? What negotiations are going to go downhill? Putin is getting every single thing that he wants. What negotiations?
That's it. They know he's a piece of shit. Everybody knows he's a piece of shit. Yeah, everybody knows that. Like,
they're in full war footing. They're cranking out weapons now at a war footing pace, and we need to figure out, is there a way to get them to stop the war? And the only way you're going to do that is to get Russians engaged in negotiations.
After hearing that, Chris Van Hollen, who's just off the hook on Gaza, he's against the Israelis, and anything that Donald Trump's doing, he says he regrets his supporting Marco Rubio for Secretary of State. So does he understand, number one, Marco Rubio was sitting right there. No one told Marco Rubio what to say there. No. Number two is the Russians are losing.
It's very clear that the problem why I think they're mad is because things that happen publicly are not what happened privately. And so it's actually a very personal reason why people are getting pissed off about this topic. It's got nothing else to do besides other stuff.
1,000 troops a day.
Yeah.
If you read the New York Post today, they interviewed 25 people sitting in Ukrainian prisons. Nobody knew what they were fighting for. They all were there because they were threatening their families, or that they had absolutely no money and they promised to pay their families if they got killed. They're literally doing human sacrifices. So there's a chance that the Russians might be, we're great at misreading the Russians when they were Soviets too. There's a chance that they might be hollowed out and might be ready. And let's just put the ball in their court. Everyone in Ukraine, just sign this deal, put it in the Russians' court. And if they are going to insist on elections, more land, not returning the children, and knocking a million-man force to 85,000, everyone will know they're not sincere.
Yeah, but Zelensky doesn't want to do it. And I think that's the problem right now. He's showboating. He went over to the EU and tried to get all of their support in the sense of to put pressure on the president. Right. And then you got the PM as well as the ambassador, the UK ambassador to the United States say, okay, we're going to be there with you, but we still need the United States. And so I think there's a major miscalculation from Zelensky's part. He still wants to fight this war. It's unwinnable. More people will die as a result of it. And the president's saying, like he said in the Oval, I want you to be more on our side. The president said, I can't get a negotiation. I have to be.
Yeah, Trump can't be on Zelensky's side. He can't be on Zelensky's side and solve the problem. You can do one or the other. You can't do both.
In the middle. But I'm signing a minerals deal with you. That is your strategic support. But that's not enough for Zelensky right now.
That's right. Netanyahu has to deal with his right wing. He's got a right wing. And there's a right wing of Zelensky that says, you better not agree to stop fighting. They invaded us. They killed our families. They're destroying our infrastructure.
What?
We're doing damage. Well, so he can't just, he is not a dictator. He is still dealing with a democracy and a parliament.
It's still unclear, though, if Vladimir Putin will agree to a deal.
Well, here's the thing. Yesterday, the foreign minister of Russia, Lavrov, said that he's eluded Donald Trump's common sense on the issue, even though they don't align on everything. And also, the foreign minister spokesperson said that what happened in the Oval Office was a miracle of restraint, they said, the Russians did, that Donald Trump and JD Vance did not punch Zelensky in the nose.
Is it possible to see a Destiny X Asmongold convo one of these days? No, people like this will always avoid any amount of reasonable pushback because they know that they're totally absent any reasonable takes on this and couldn't defend any of their opinions.
Sense on the issue, even though they don't align on everything. And also the foreign minister spokesperson said that what happened in the Oval Office was a miracle of restraint, they said, the Russians said, that Donald Trump and JD Vance did not punch Zelensky in the nose, essentially,
Will he address
because
this
of all
tomorrow?
that.
Yep. And so I'm thinking that's really where I'm at. Yeah, the Russians aren't being asked for any concessions.
True.
The Ukrainians aren't
True.
being given any security guarantees. What
True.
reason would Russia have to stop?
True. That was a true chatter. Very true.
Because Russia would probably get some of the land from Ukraine, and they'd probably get some money out of it. That's the reason, right? That's probably what's going to happen. I feel like that's the way it would resolve.
So nothing then?
Yeah, and after that, I don't know.
So nothing? So they get nothing?
Just do it again in 5 years? You can't do that. You can't give them anything if you hope for peace. What's next? I don't know. But my point is that the thing is that, like, with Ukraine being involved in this, there's two separate things. There's what should Ukraine do and what should the United States. So reward their transgressions.
That's what we're doing, right? We're rewarding the Russian invasion, right? Are we going to... Don't worry, we can always shut our brain off when it comes to evaluating what should happen by going, well, the reality is, guys, sorry, it's not about what's right, it's about what's realistic, ignoring the fact that the United States is literally capable of moving the needle on this in either direction if they choose to, but we choose not to. So, but it's going to be, guys, it's not about what's right, it's about what's realistic.
A lot of people get fixated around the concept around being right and wrong. And that's not the right way to look at things. It's naive. Yeah, it's just naive. Like, the fact is that Russia is more powerful.
I'm done. I can't. It's fucking retarded.